Hello, Sushi here, and I just played a really good game. My opponent played like 1600, I played like a 1950. Keep in mind, my opponent played like a 1600, okay? So just keep that in mind, 1600 level. So we open with a Scotch. Scotch opening, the idea here is to strike in the center right away, to open up the center. So Scotch players, there's like a lot of open lines here. And I actually find that like, I don't know, a lot of players who play like this, we end up playing dry end games, which is kind of counter to what you would think with all these open lines. But that's usually what happens is this, and then a pull back, and then takes. And this is like what happens a lot. And I don't know why Scotch players play like this, but this guy over here, he was something else. We actually had a pretty good game here. So just keep in mind 1600, okay? Yeah, so here, um, this bishop defends this pawn, which is a little bit loose, and prepares castling. I kind of wonder if a move like that would be better, aiming at my weak pawn. Yeah, so this is pretty bad because my opponent moved the bishop twice. Like move it out here, move out in here. If you wanted to kind of like, if you're scared of this pin, you should have moved it here in the first place. But you gave me a free move. So the reason I played e7 and not f6 is that I wanted to reserve the right to play f5 later down the line. I feel like this is a position. Since I have ways to force, um, I have so a lot of times, um, let's say this bishop is over here, and I'm just gonna play some random moves. So this pawn, like this bishop prevents this pawn from moving. So that's kind of like, I figured this player had no intention of moving to c4. They move to d3 first, and then change their mind and move to e2. So I felt like moving my knight here to allow for the eventual right to kind of play f5. I thought that was kind of my idea with e7. So here my opponent, this is like not even a dangerous pin because it's so easy to get out of. But so I was just kind of unworried. Computer wants to kick it right away. I just wanted to see where it was going, and it also prevented the knight from coming here. So that's why I played this move. I didn't want, for example, takes, and then maybe the knight. I mean, not right away, but at some point the knight could jump in. So that's why I played this h6 move. So I get out of the pin while defending the knight. This is also one of the things with knight e7. E7, or if you're white, e2. That's pretty good, is that it's pretty easy to get out of the pin. And your knight will have a pretty nice square here. And the square here is better if you have a pawn in e5, which I don't, since I played a Scotch. But if this is like, I don't know, like a Vienna, for example, with this kind of these kind of pieces, you can move here. If your pawn was here, you jump your knight in, and it's really nice square for the knight. So yeah, that's how I play. At this point, this knight is extremely heavily guarded, which is why I think moving the bishop back was so bad. Is because you had this move available to you all this time. And look at this, imagine if the bishop was here all along. This pawn would be very secure, and this knight would be secure too. Like this bishop would be blocking any sort of shenanigans on this file. So yeah, so here, see, computer wants this move right away. I felt like I wanted to just like push this bishop around first. So that's pretty good. Don't really remember why I played this move. I think I wanted to avoid some sort of weird knight move. I'm not really sure what knight moves are even available. But what I saw is here, knight hits a queen. And I think in that position I do have captures. So let's... Yeah, like knight here, I do have captures, and both queens are hit. But I felt like white had a bit more play there. I don't know. It was very difficult to see, so I just decided to play safe and get my bishop out of this square. Because normally you'd have a knight on f6, which covers the bishop, and then that would be fine. But in this position, I don't. This move, computer says it's good. At the time, I didn't really think much of this move. I didn't want to go here anyway. I suppose like both of these pieces grip this square, and both pieces would be somewhat dangerous if they landed on the square, but not really. Like I don't really think it's that dangerous for my opponent. So here, I'm not really sure what my idea is, to be honest. I don't think I mean, I played like a 1950, okay? So, yeah, and so here, you know, my opponent's playing like my opponent played like a 1600, okay? This was like, computer knows everything. So my opponent absolutely did play like a 1600 here. And made this very 1600 move. Queen over here, loses a queen and resigns. So, yep, that was very much a 1950 versus 1600 game. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Very high level game. And yeah, I kind of hope to get 1950 soon. If this is how 1600s play. So yeah, GG.